Welcome to today's little video on the ERP software suite. In particular, I'm going to be focusing around payroll and HRM, employee services and stuff like that. Now, this is a big area. There is a lot of complexity and law around these areas, particularly around payroll with your state variances, your federal variances and local variances. So I'm only going to do this as a very brief overview of how to set up employees, a couple of the functionalities within that, and how to run a pay. By no means am I going to cover anywhere near 90% of what is involved in payroll and how the law affects how it runs. That is something for you to sit with your project manager and locally understand. This little video is just going to be about, again, how to run payroll, HRM and stuff like that in a very simple way. Okay, again with the other stuff and the other videos, if you haven't already watched the main demonstration video on ERP and how every module is included, how it's all real time and all tied together, please stop this video and go and watch that main one first. It'll give you a great overview of how everything is tied together and stuff like that. Okay, basics first. You can come into ERP and set up basically any staff member and put all their details to do with their staff, to do with them. So everything about them can be recorded and tracked and monitored. So any deductions and allowances, documents, stuff like that can be done. The beauty of the system here is that you can create all sorts of letters. Let's do one here. And these are all stored against their card. I can type in all sorts I want there. This will keep a record of every letter, fax, details I've ever done, which at any time I can go straight back to and keep. It's great for those sorts of things. You can, in addition, drag and drop documents into this. So if I grab hold of a document here, I can bring it over the top of ERP, it'll pop open, and I can drop it into the employee card. So I can store documents in the actual card at the same time as well. So not only can you produce letters, but you can store documentation against the employee as well. Again, a whole wealth of information here that you can keep. Probably the biggest area that we work with is when you're setting up an employee card, you can fit them into an award. Now, an award is where you can group your staff and they all get paid in the same way. They all fit under the same sort of awards, pay awards. And so you would simply select which award they would fit into, and all their pay details will load automatically. So all this stuff here will load up, including their hours, their sick, their leave loading. Everything would load automatically based on that award. Now, of course, you can then alter that as well, so you don't have to keep what the award template is loaded, but you can alter that as well as you go along. So all sorts of ways you can do that. Let me just jump out of here. Alright, as part of the system you have a full Bundy clock built in where you can clock on and clock off. Now again, this can be activated by a simple barcode, and you can produce the barcode for the employee from within ERP. It's a simple way of they would just need a simple point of sale scanner. They scan in, clock on, clock off. Now the beauty of that is that ties into the roster. So you may roster people to be working in certain locations at certain times, or they might be on annual leave. So you can put in all sorts of variations on that theme and what they're doing. Now the roster ties in to the Bundy clock and to your payroll. Not only that, but it'll also tell you who started late and who's finished early, the clock in, clock out type system. Again, all built into ERP. You have full timesheet entries where you can enter staff in on particular dates and times and against jobs. So if you wish to record time spent on a particular job, you can do that as well. And in charge out. So you may wish to pay them to do certain roles. If you send them out on site as a service, what we call a service, You can have a charge out rate for that particular employee at the time, and again, based on the hours that they do at the time. So, a couple of quickies there, a couple of little ones you can touch on. Payroll then is real simple. From here, you can pop open your pay screen, you can look at any one of the pays. I could then load my timesheets and entries and stuff like that directly, or you can jump in and simply modify them as you see fit. I would tend to tick it as prepared once I've prepared this pay, so any hours, any leave to be taken, so they might have taken some sick leave. He took it last Friday, Thursday, whatever it may be, and he took 8 hours on that day. It's telling me I don't have enough sick leave to qualify, but I'm still going to give it to him anyway. When I look back at my hours, it's adjusted it to allow for the sick leave that I've taken, and I just simply hit save. Now, you might choose to alter each one individually, or you can just keep it that fits under the award as you see it there. Now, people can be paid in all sorts of variations, from weekly, fortnightly, month, doesn't matter. There really is no restriction. Once you're ready to run the pay, simply hit Pay Staff, we'll authorize it, and tick Approved. That's the date range that I'm paying them through, and it's now printing out all my pay slips. It's updating my general ledger, it's changing all the values, my leave liabilities, my super, absolutely the whole lot's been done. And once my pay is run, I'm finished. And that's how hard it is to run a pay. I'm all now set for my next period, my next week that I want to run. And we'll jump down here. I can look at the pay that I've just done at any time by looking back at my history. Again, double click, I can zoom back into what I just did. And I can also note that in my accounts now, my balance sheets, all my general ledger entries, my payroll liabilities have all been immediately updated. And again, I can drill down, have a look what they are, who they came from, the whole lot. Second part to this is you can lodge your ATO submissions electronically. We're all approved there, and these can be loaded automatically. You simply export and import into the ATO website. You also, when you run your pay, you can lodge it automatically with your bank, and it will create an ABA file for your banking software to import. So, very briefly, that's how hard it is to run a pay. Not hard at all, incredibly quick and simple, yet incredibly powerful. You can run thousands of employees in the one file on the system without any issues at all. And again, as I say, I'm just doing a very, very brief overview on the ERP software suite. It is brief, but give the guys and girls a call down at ERP. They'd be more than happy to come on site and give you a much more detailed presentation on how the ERP software suite can work for you. So give them a call, they'll be more than happy to hear from you. And thanks for watching.